With the Switch 2's release, it's only a matter of time until we get our next mainline Mario game. Since there's been no news about an upcoming Mario game despite it being Mario's 40th anniversary and the launch year of the Nintendo Switch 2, I think Nintendo may be waiting for a specific time to announce something for a very specific reason. Next year, 2026, will be Super Mario 64's 30th anniversary, and with Nintendo's recent track record of making HD remakes of old titles, I think a Super Mario 64 HD remake may be in the works and Nintendo is saving its reveal for next year. If that's the case, here are 10 things I would like to see in a full HD remake of Super Mario 64. Charles Martinet voice clips. Super Mario 64 was the first mainline Mario game to have Mario voiced by Charles Martinet, and I feel as though it would be a bit disrespectful to not use Charles' original voice clips from Super Mario 64. After all, Nintendo probably still has the original uncompressed recordings archived, so the quality wouldn't be an issue. All additions from Super Mario 64 DS. This includes 150 stars rather than 120, multiple playable characters, each character having their own specific ability, and all of the extra areas in the castle that weren't in the original N64 version. However, I'd like all characters to be able to use the wing cap. The way I see it is that the Power Flower boxes and the wing cap boxes are different. Getting a Power Flower gives each character their special ability, but the wing cap boxes work for everybody. Speaking of those extra characters, I believe that their voice clips should be the ones used in Super Mario 64 DS, as Nintendo probably also has the uncompressed versions of those. Multiplayer. Whether it be split-screen, couch co-op, or online play, Super Mario 64 was always supposed to be a multiplayer game, both on the N64 and the DS. However, for one reason or another, it either ended up being scrapped or turned into some sort of battle mode. The way this multiplayer would work, ideally, is either split-screen couch co-op, or connecting with friends online through setting up a room, similar to how Mario Kart 8 handles multiplayer. Accurate physics. I've heard some people online say that an ideal Mario 64 remake would have Mario Odyssey's physics and controls. I disagree. Sure, Mario 64's controls and physics can be a bit janky at times. However, if it was just polished a bit and given a few tweaks here and there to keep it up to speed with modern video games, they could create a physics engine and control system that feels like Super Mario 64, but doesn't have any of the jank associated with it. N64 Era Designs. Giving Super Mario 64 Odyssey-styled graphics isn't the worst thing in the world, but I would greatly prefer more N64 Era-style graphics, much like Render 96. Looking at Nintendo's recent HD remakes, it seems that they do style the game after the original. For example, Super Mario RPG's characters look a bit more squished, much like their original sprites, and the Link's Awakening remake makes the characters just look like 3D versions of their original sprites. Given this logic, the game would most likely be stylized towards the more N64 era designs of the characters. Now sure, it won't be the exact models used in the 1996 renders, but it should at least be similar. Retro mode. Speaking of graphics, I think that they should include a retro mode where you play as the original, or at least close to the original, N64 models. After all, Super Mario Odyssey let you play as Super Mario 64 Mario, and that game didn't really have much to do with Super Mario 64. And for the extra characters, Yoshi and Wario can have completely new original models, but wouldn't it be great for this Luigi model to finally see the light of day in an official way? Although, judging by how they handled Luigi's Super Mario Maker 2 sprite in comparison with a Super Mario World sprite, they'd probably alter it or make a new model entirely. But I can dream, can I? Cutscene transitions. Instead of being booted out of the level after getting a star, I think that there should be a cutscene transition from one star to the next. For example, after beating King Bob-omb and collecting the star, a cutscene will play that shows Koopa the Quick arriving at Bob-omb Battlefield. During this cutscene, the game will load the next star, seamlessly transitioning from one star to the next with no need to kick the player out of the level. Free camera. Something we should take from Super Mario Odyssey is the camera system in that game. Mario 64's camera is notoriously bad, and since modern controllers have a full second analog stick rather than just 4 C buttons, the old camera system is even worse on modern controllers. I mean, if they want to include the picture mode from Odyssey, I have no problem with that, but give this game Odyssey's camera system. It would be a life-changing upgrade to Super Mario 64, and it would hugely improve the game, hugely. N64 Controller Support. Nintendo sells N64 controllers for the Nintendo Switch Online service. These controllers, despite being wireless and made for the Nintendo Switch, are designed to work and feel just like the real N64 controllers. Therefore, I think an HD remake of Super Mario 64 should include support for these controllers to pay homage to the system this game originated from. A 100% completion bonus that's actually worth it. In both Super Mario 64 and Super Mario 64 DS, 100% completing the game doesn't really give you much of a reward. You just unlock a new triple jump that lets you bypass fall damage. And that's it, other than a few minor things, like the penguin in Cool Mountain being larger. It's just kinda it. For this remake, I think that there should be a 100% completion bonus that's actually really worth the hassle. Maybe retro mode could be the bonus. Perhaps a playable Waluigi, if you remember the Super Mario 64 DS rumors. Maybe even a new area, such as a warp pipe appearing in the castle courtyard that leads to the underground of the castle, which has never been seen before. Just a little something to make the effort worth it. So, those are 10 things I'd like to see in a Super Mario 64 HD remake. Do you agree with my takes? Let me know in the comments below. With a brand new console released and no new 3D Mario game announced yet, on the heels of Super Mario 64's 30th anniversary, there's no better time for Nintendo to remake this classic game than now. So, thanks for watching.